Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about building wealth in your 30s, which, let's be honest, is probably the most chaotic decade of your life. And if you've ever looked at your bank account and thought, I'm earning more than ever, but I have nothing to show for it, then yeah, you're in the right place. So, does this sound familiar? 1 minute, you're feeling on top of the world financially, and the next, poof, the money's gone. Where did it go? Maybe it was daycare, which, let's be real, costs as much as a mortgage, or maybe it just vanished into the black hole of another friend's wedding. You know, it's such a common feeling, and believe it or not, there's actually a name for this whole experience.
Yep, you've officially entered the messy middle. And let me just say, this is not a personal failure. It's a totally normal, recognized life stage. It's that decade where, everything happens at once, right? And your finances, they're just caught in the middle of it all. So the key here isn't trying to avoid the mess, because you can't. It's figuring out how to build wealth in spite of it.
All right, so let's get into it. Let's break down what exactly makes this decade so, well, messy. Because once you understand these pressures, that's the first step to actually getting a handle on them. And honestly, it's just good to know you're not the only one going through this. Just look at this list. The crazy part is that these things don't happen one at a time. No, they all hit you at once. You're trying to climb that career ladder, but you might also be starting a family. Maybe you're even starting to help out with your own aging parents. And then, on top of all of that, you open up Instagram and see your friends buying houses and going on these amazing vacations. It is literally a perfect storm of financial pressure.
And that brings us to this weird paradox of your 30s. On one hand, you're probably earning more money than you ever have before, which should feel awesome, right? But on the other hand, your expenses have just exploded. We're talking mortgages, kids, you name it. It all adds up to that feeling like you're just treading water no matter how big your paycheck gets.
So when you feel like you're treading water, it's super easy to fall into a trap. You start assuming that everyone else has it all figured out. But I'm here to tell you the actual data tells a completely different story. So let's just go ahead and shatter that illusion, shall we?
Okay, check this out. $39,000. That is the median net worth for a 30-year-old. And just so we're clear, net worth is everything you own, your car, your savings, minus everything you owe, like student loans and credit card debt. The reality? Most people are absolutely not secret millionaires. Not even close.
And what about investing? Do you feel like you're totally late to the game? Well, get this. The average person doesn't even start investing seriously until they're 33. So if you've got anything, even a little bit, stashed away in a 401k or an IRA, you're not behind. You're either right on track or maybe even a little ahead of the curve.
Okay, and the big one, buying a house. That huge life milestone. The median age for a first-time homebuyer is now 40. Yep, 40. The point I'm trying to make here is that the timeline you see scrolling on social media, it's a highlight reel. It's not reality for most of us.
And that's why I love this quote so much. It just reframes the whole thing. Personal finance isn't a race, it's a marathon. It's not about beating your friends. It's your own journey, your own marathon. And guess what? We all start at different places, and we all run at different speeds. And that's okay. All right, so now that we've established you're not behind, let's talk about how you actually move forward from here. Because despite all the chaos, you have one incredible, unbelievable asset on your side in your 30s. Time. I know it might not feel like it, but the power of compound interest, it's a legit superpower. And it is working for you right now, even if it's just a whisper.
Just look at these numbers. Let's say you managed to save $100,000 by the time you hit 30. If you did nothing else, didn't add another single penny, that money could more than double by the time you're 40. That's just with average market growth. That's the magic right there. It's the money you already have doing all the heavy lifting for you.
And this is exactly why it's so important to act now. Every single dollar you invest in your early 30s, it has the potential to grow into $20 by the time you retire. Wait until your late 30s, and that dollar might only grow into $8. It's that old saying, right? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. And that is so true for investing.
Here's the thing you have to remember. In the beginning, it can feel like a real slog. Most of the growth you see in your accounts is going to come from your own contributions, the money you put in. But then, something shifts. Over time, the growth from your investments, the compounding, starts to take over. It goes from a little whisper to an absolute roar. You just have to be patient and stick with it long enough to hear it. Okay, so you're probably thinking, this is great, but what do I do?
Well, good news. This isn't about some complicated strategy or trying to be perfect. It's all about being persistent. And I've got a simple 3-step playbook that's going to help you navigate all this mess. First up, and this one is absolutely non-negotiable, you have to build an emergency fund. Think of it less as a safety net and more as a strategic weapon. Having 3 to 6 months of your living expenses saved up in cash, that buys you sanity. It's what stops a surprise car repair from turning into a high-interest credit card nightmare that completely wrecks your long-term goals. It gives you options when everyone else is panicking.
Okay, before we move on, we have to talk about the #1 wealth killer in your 30s. And this quote just nails it. It's something called lifestyle inflation. It's so sneaky. As your income goes up, it's so tempting to let your spending go up right along with it. You know, you get a new car, a bigger apartment, and before you know it, all that extra money you're making is just gone. You're in the exact same financial spot, you just have nicer stuff.
All right, so let's put this all together. Here's your simple persistence playbook. Number 1, build that emergency fund. Seriously, it's for your own peace of mind. Number 2, and this is so important, keep your investing simple. You do not need to be a stock-picking wizard. In fact, boring is way better. Just think low-cost index funds. You set it, you automate your contributions, and you just let it do its thing. And number 3, defeat lifestyle inflation. The next time you get a raise, take that extra cash and invest it before you even get a chance to spend it. That, my friends, is how you win this thing long-term. And finally, we got to talk about the most important piece of the puzzle, your mindset. Because all of this work, the saving, the investing, it has to be for something, right? The point isn't just to see a big number in an account.
This right here, this is everything. Money is just a tool. It's a tool to help you build the life you actually want to live. So you have to figure out what you truly value. Is it traveling? Is it having more time with your family? Whatever it is, spend your money on that. And then be absolutely ruthless about cutting costs on all the other stuff you don't actually care about. It's all about spending with intention.
So I want to leave you with this one question to think about. Forget about keeping up with the Joneses, or whoever it is on your Instagram feed. This is your journey. The real work, the important work, isn't just about building wealth. It's about deciding what kind of life you want that wealth to build for you.